What's up, guys? We got one from the wall where we'll see the dumpster fire that is modern dating culture. We got password paranoia, the 51st dates. Let's get into it.
Your phone keeps buzzing.
Can you check it for me? I'm putting dishes away.
You want me to check your phone for you?
Yeah, my passcode is 3457. Who is it?
It's just Evan. He wants to see if you want to hang out this weekend.
Tell him I'm busy. I'm going to be hanging out with you.
Wait, what?
This is kind of what you can wind up getting when a woman finally dates a good guy and she's been used to being around a toxic person all the time, to secrecy and all of that fun stuff. You know, now she's got somebody that's just open, transparent, and she doesn't know how to handle this. Social media has fueled this type of paranoia. But ladies, a little trust always goes a long way.
If you have sexual tension with a guy, like an established flirtation, at that point, you have done your job. If he then puts you in a position where something is only going to happen between you two if you make a move, meaning if you approach him first when you're out, if you text him, if you go above and beyond to express more your interest. If he puts you in that position, don't do anything. Why would I be the one to have to make a move? And then by not doing anything, you can give him a real opportunity. The tension's already there. The vibes are alive. That's on him.
So it's he needs to make the first move line. I mean, congratulations, you just invented passive aggressive dating. I mean, look, if the vibe's there, then what's the harm in showing some interest? This isn't Jane Austen, it's the 21st century. Ladies, expecting men to always close a deal while you play coys like showing up to a potluck empty-handed and leaving with leftovers, then wonder why guys are ghosting. They're tired of playing psychic. You know, modern dating has turned into this weird game of chicken, and guess what? Everyone's losing.
This is what men need from a woman, or what they want from a woman. Don't argue with me, argue with your mother. I'm just here to tell you what I've seen men want from women. You know, if you don't want to give in to what men want, then that's your prerogative. If you're a man and thinks I don't know what I'm talking about, I promise you I do, but whatever, go argue with your mother. People are driven by identity and desire. So in terms of physical attractiveness, you either satiate a man's identity, how he presents himself in the world, how he wants the world to see them, or his desire, what he wants behind closed doors, what he's personally attracted to, what he's personally into. Now, if you check both of those boxes, then that's good. That's a very, very good sign for the longevity of your relationship with this man. Also, quick side note, men go for women that they can afford. Period, end of story. That is how they operate. That is how their brain works. They go for women that they can afford, and if they cannot afford you, they will resent you. I've made videos before talking about how men who have money don't call women gold diggers. Gold digger was a word that was invented by broke men because they resented a woman that they couldn't afford. They will not waste their time with a woman that they feel like they cannot afford, and who has a lot of different suitors who could give them a better lifestyle, and give their children a better life and lifestyle than they could. They're not going to waste their time. And if you give a guy like that a chance, he's not going to respect you, because he knows that if he were a woman in your position, he would be going after the bigger fishes. Okay, so he thinks there's something wrong with you and your judgment if you're going after him when you could be doing better. It's just the way it works. Men date in a tax bracket. Men date, that is how they set their standards. And they will condemn women up and down for living by that too. But I'm telling you, that's the way the world spins. That's the way it works. Okay, this is number 2. Men do not feel comfortable around women. Okay, they desire women. They project all these fantasies onto women, but they don't feel comfortable around them. I think that we women don't give ourselves enough credit for how intimidated and bewildered men are by us, but that is the way it is. So if a man can feel comfortable around you, if he just feels at ease, it's not something that can be said, it's not something that can be articulated, but if a man just feels at ease when he's with you, if you're an easy person to talk to and get along with, that is going to take you so far. There are people who are married to women who do not feel comfortable around them.
So men dating their tax brackets, I guess. Let's not ignore the elephant in the room, which is family laws and financial trap. Marriage for men is like signing a blank check with the words divorce court pre-stamped on it. And meanwhile, women argue that men are intimidated by them. No, it's not your ambition, it's alimony. Men aren't scared, they're cautious because one wrong move, it's half their asses plus weekends only with the kids. Men want someone who make them feel safe, not like they're walking into a legal minefield.
If society didn't judge men so harshly based on how attractive of a woman that they could get, I think that would supersede or would play more of a role in a man's decision making when it comes to choosing a partner than attractiveness would, how comfortable he is around a woman. But of course, since we live in the society we live in, where we're all targeted against each other based on how attractive a woman you are or how attractive a woman that you can get, attractiveness is going to be at the height of a man's decision making. And this is number 3. You have to be detached. You have to be detached. There's something about the responsibility or the emotional responsibility that men detest. Like, it's just, if you hold an obligation to a man to love you or to be there for you, or he has the sense that you're not going to be okay without him there, or that you depend on him, or that you love him more than he loves you, or you need him more than he needs you, or that you're not going to be okay on yourself, or that you don't like yourself or love yourself and you need his validation, he'll play games with you, he'll string you along, he'll use you for what he needs to use you for, but he's not going to respect you as a person. He's certainly not going to choose you as a partner. And if he does choose you as a partner, it's not going to be an equal partnership. It's going to be more of him knowing he has the power, the advantage and the power dynamic of your relationship, and wielding that against you any chance that he gets. You have to be cool. You got to keep it pushing. If you don't want me anymore, cool, no problem. I don't need closure. I'm never going to go to a man and be like, I need closure. Nope. I'll never talk to you again in my life. I do not give a fuck, because I know that this is how it works. No. I will keep it pushing. I don't go through phones, and y'all have come after me about that before too. I'm not going to be sus of your female friends. I'm not going to go through your phone. If I sense the vibes are off, then I'm out, and it's not a conversation, it's not closure. Like, call it what you will. You have to understand that you have evolved through thousands and thousands of years to know when something is up, and you have been taught that unless you can justify every intuition you have with logic, then it's not a reasonable decision to act on that intuition alone. But it is, and I will act on that intuition alone. If I think you're cheating on me, then that's all I need to know. I'm not going to go through your phone. I'm not going to be crazy. I don't need closure. Those are things that men do not respect. Now, you do you. You do whatever you want to do. I'm just letting you know, through doing this shit, I'm telling you it's the gospel truth.
She comes off as a person who's always got one foot out the door looking for any reason to bail. But there is something that she said there does warrant a little truth to it, is kind of creating that lack or void in a relationship where, in a sense, she's always going to be chasing you, where you're not going to give that whole, it's a stupid psychological game. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous. You have to play these games to get a woman to stay on hook with you, where you're giving like 90% and then she wants that last 10%. So she's always going to chase after you. Keep that mystery, that intrigue going on. I mean, it's mind games. It is what it is. But if you can do that, you can most certainly, for most cases, keep a girl hooked onto you and always chasing after you. For the most part, what I've got from her is men don't like emotional responsibility. That's because society has reduced them down to ATM with legs. And look, ladies, if you want equality, start by ditching the dependency vibes. The moment a guy senses that he's your emotional crutch, he's out. Why? Because modern laws have turned every breakup into a courtroom drama where he's the villain by default. And emotional independency is sexy. Clinginess is not. Men respect women who can stand on their own 2 feet, not the ones who treat them like life support.
I went on 50-ish first dates last year, and out of those dates, about 3 or 4 of them were coffee dates. They were far and away some of the worst dates I went on out of the 50. And objectively, the dates were fine. We had a nice conversation, maybe we sat outside and had some coffee, but I walked away feeling like I literally don't care if I see this person again or not, which is not really the goal of a first date. I want to have some sort of opinion when I leave. Either I want to see them again and ask them about this specific thing that we talked about, or I really don't want to see them again because of these 3 things we're not compatible. But to have literally no opinion on someone after spending an hour, hour and a half with them at coffee, to me just says that you didn't really get into anything significant in terms of conversation. And the reason I think that happens is because coffee dates feel like business meetings, especially coming from the industry that I am in, which is entertainment. Coffee meetings are super common. And so it's really hard to not think of a coffee date as literally just a business meeting. And so any of the things that are important on a date, like asking personal questions or building rapport or finding out if there's a connection, it's even harder to do than it might already be because it doesn't even feel like the right setting for that. So if you like coffee dates, more power to you. But I was amazed that all the dates I went on, the ones where I really had no emotion afterwards at all, positive or negative, were coffee dates. And if you found your husband from a coffee date, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I do think if you're struggling to find connection on first dates, I would stay away from coffee dates and try something a little more fun or interesting or just a change in environment. Curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments.
The 51st dates and coffee's the villain. Okay, princess, maybe the problem isn't the setting, it's you. Coffee dates are low pressure, efficient, and perfect for sniffing out red flags without dropping a paycheck. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, coffee dates are a great first date. There's no pressure, you could be in and out in 15 minutes if things aren't going well. But for her, she wants fireworks and full production on the first date. Dating isn't a rom-com, it's a vetting process. If coffee feels like a business meeting, maybe you're the one treating it like a LinkedIn connection instead of, I don't know, a human interaction.
If you ever wanted to know what goes through a guy's mind right before a date, well, you're about to find out. Because in this generation, I have no clue what I'm supposed to do, right? Let me explain. I've been single for a while. I have been single for a while. And I might have fell out the game. And I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. I'm going on a date. I think we might go to an arcade. I should know this, right? Let's say we're going to an arcade. I should probably tell her that. We're going to go to an arcade. But listen, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, what I'm allowed to not say. What if I fall in love on the date? I heard a thing about love bombing, and you're not allowed to do that. But, like, it sounded pretty good to me. I think love bombing, it sounds like a pretty good deal. I'm not going to lie. Because somebody thinks I'm great as soon as they meet me. What other way is there to do that? I don't think there's other options. There's no alternatives there. And I was thinking, I won't even lie, I was thinking about some of the players in the game, and I'm a vet, right? Like, I've been playing the game. The stats are average. I'm not a game winner player, but I'm on the court, right? I'm one of those players that comes in. We're getting off track. Listen, am I allowed to tell this lady I love her? And am I allowed to tell her I hate her? What if I hate her? What if I don't like her? What if I'm like, hey, I don't like you like that. Please don't touch me. Am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to, like, take away consent? Is there implied consent to touch on a date? Am I allowed to, like hold her hand? Or, like, should I, like, am I supposed to walk past her and, like bump, like graze her to see how she reacts to the, or maybe I just go hands off and then how many dates do you do that for? Am I supposed to just go hands off for, like, 5 dates? Or do I let the girl make the first move? I ain't done this in a while, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to tell you, I think she's pretty, right? It's like I met her on a dating app, which, red flag, but I was also on there, so that's double red flag, which is a double negative, and that makes a positive. So we're going in this good. It's just like, I think I'm going to love bomb her. I think I'm just going to tell her how I feel. If I fall in love with her, I'll tell her. And if y'all don't see another video from me in 2 hours, just know, it either went really bad or went really good. I'll let you interpret that. I gotta go. All right, I'm gonna go.
You know, he's not really wrong with that there. If somebody who hasn't been in the game for a long time, say they've got out of, like, a long relationship or marriage and they're getting back into it for the first time, especially with current dating culture, I get it 100%. But or if you're just somebody that doesn't date a lot because you don't quite have that confidence in there or don't really have the game on how to deal with women and stuff, I get it. It's the same damn thing. And what we got here is modern man on a date, talking deer in the headlights of feminist rules, love bombing, emotional consent. The poor guy can't even decide if holding hands is a felony. I'm sure this is a skit, probably for the most part, or he's making a joke, but there's truth to this whole thing here. I mean, this is what dating has come to, overthinking every move because one misstep gets you labeled as either clingy or cold. Men are so shell-shocked by these shifting expectations, they'd rather play Call of Duty than navigate this minefield. And honestly, who could blame them? Dating apps have turned love into a game of chance, and the house is always going to win. Well, guys, modern dating is a circus, and men are the reluctant clowns. Between unrealistic expectations, social media's toxic influences, and family laws stacked against them, it's no wonder why they're opting out entirely. Marriage feels like a financial gamble, and dating is a minefield of feminist buzzwords and double standards. Solutions? Return to the basics. communication over games, trust over paranoia, and for men, embrace going your own way if it means reclaiming your peace. If marriage is on the cards, consider countries where traditional values and balance still hold sway, and above all, prioritize self-respect, because no relationship is worth losing your sanity, freedom, or wallet over. Well, guys, that's the end of the video here today. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below what you think. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.